What's up, Cowboys Nation? NFL Cowboys news back with the latest buzz around the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we all know the NFL calendar has a quiet period right now, with the scouting combine and the official start of the 2025 league year still a bit away. But, as usual, rumors and trade speculation are running wild, especially when it comes to the Cowboys' future plans and what they might be doing in the offseason. And of course, the main guy everyone's talking about is none other than Micah Parsons. Yeah, you guessed it. There's some wild speculation surrounding our star edge rusher. We're talking trade rumors that would totally shake things up in Dallas and around the NFL. But hold on, this isn't just your average, throw out a name and see if it sticks kind of rumor. Oh no, this one is pretty intriguing and comes with some big names and huge implications. So, grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's break down everything that's going down with Micah Parsons, trade rumors, and what could potentially be a huge move for the Cowboys and their future. Parsons is a player unlike any other we've seen in recent years. From the moment he stepped onto the field as a rookie, he was nothing short of spectacular. We've seen him terrorize quarterbacks, disrupt offenses, and bring a level of intensity to the Cowboys' defense that we haven't seen in a long time. He's an absolute game-changer, a true hybrid player who can line up as an edge rusher, linebacker, and even as a defensive back at times. Parsons is the future of this Cowboys defense, and he's arguably the best defensive player in the NFL right now. Let's be honest, it's not every day that a young player comes into the league and immediately makes such an impact. And that's why, in 2025, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to make a big decision because Micah Parsons is heading into the final stages of his rookie contract, and that means a massive contract extension is coming his way. In fact, it's expected to be a historic deal that will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. That's huge. We're talking about possibly over $100 million over the next few years. As much as we love Micah, this massive payday could also create some serious financial challenges for the Cowboys. Now, let's talk numbers. The Cowboys have a lot of decisions to make when it comes to their salary cap. We all know the Cowboys have some key players under contract, like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Ezekiel Elliott. Well, we did, but with Parsons on the verge of a historic extension, it's going to stretch the Cowboys' cap space. So, what does that mean for the future? It's not just about keeping Micah on the roster, it's about managing the financial flexibility to improve other positions. The Cowboys still need to make upgrades on both sides of the ball. And when you're paying a player like Parsons, it can be hard to keep all the pieces in place. With the salary cap becoming tighter every year, how much can the Cowboys afford to invest in Micah Parsons? And, even more importantly, can they afford to surround him with the talent needed to make another Super Bowl run? This is where the trade rumors get interesting. Because there are people who believe that the best way for the Cowboys to keep their championship hopes alive might be to trade Parsons before his massive contract extension kicks in. Here's where things get really wild, Cowboys Nation. You know those trade rumors we love to hate? Well, we've got a juicy one for you today. Greg Thompson from Cover One Sports recently pitched a trade idea that would send Micah Parsons to the Buffalo Bills for a massive haul of players and draft picks. And honestly, this one isn't just a throwaway rumor, it's got some logic behind it, and it's gotten a lot of fans talking. So, what does the trade look like? Brace yourselves. The idea is that the Cowboys would send Micah Parsons to Buffalo in exchange for a star running back, Dalton Kincaid, the promising tight end, and the Bills' first-round pick in the 2025 draft, which is currently sitting at number 30 overall. Yeah, you heard that right. A first-round pick, a talented running back, and a potential star tight end in return for Micah Parsons. Now, let's break this down and talk about why this trade might make sense for the Cowboys and why it might not. First off, if the Cowboys are serious about improving their financial flexibility, moving Parsons could be the best way to do that. We're talking about taking that massive extension off their books, which would free up a lot of cap space to make moves in other areas. The Cowboys could use that money to target other needs on the roster like a better offensive line or adding another receiver to complement CeeDee Lamb. Then, there's James Cook. The Bills' star running back is one of the most exciting young talents in the NFL. Cook has the potential to be a top-tier back in the league, and with the Cowboys' current backfield situation in flux, Cook could provide an immediate upgrade at the position. And let's not forget, he would give Dallas a true workhorse running back to complement their offense. And then there's Dalton Kincaid, who had a fantastic rookie season with the Bills. The tight end position has been a bit of a question mark for the Cowboys in recent years, and Kincaid could step in as a reliable target in the passing game. With his size, athleticism, and ability to make plays in the red zone, Kincaid could be a game changer for Dak Prescott. Plus, let's not forget the 2025 first-round pick. The Cowboys could use that pick to strengthen their roster, either by grabbing another star player or packaging it to move up in the draft for a top-tier prospect. Having that extra capital gives them more flexibility in building a deeper roster, which is critical for any team aiming for a Super Bowl. Of course, nothing comes without its drawbacks, and we need to talk about the cons of this trade. First off, we're talking about trading away Micah Parsons. Yes, he's a financial commitment, but he's also one of the best players in the entire NFL. Are you really ready to give up the best pass rusher in the game for a running back, tight end, and a first-round pick? That's a lot to give up, especially when you consider the leadership Parsons brings to the locker room. Then there's James Cook. As much as he's been a promising back for Buffalo, he's still aiming for his own big payday. Is he going to be able to perform at a high level in Dallas while trying to get a huge contract? And does that throw the Cowboys into another financial dilemma down the road? It's something to consider. And then there's the question of whether Dalton Kincaid, while a great player, can truly step in and replace Micah Parsons' impact on defense. It's hard to imagine anyone having that same kind of influence on the game, especially when you consider how much Parsons does to affect the game in every phase. Finally, the 2025 first-round pick is nice, but remember at number 30 overall, it's not exactly a high pick. Would that be enough to compensate for the loss of a player like Parsons? It's tough to say. So, while this trade proposal is certainly intriguing, there's a lot of risk involved for the Cowboys in parting ways with such a unique and transcendent player. Right now, we're in that dead period of the NFL calendar, but trust me, things are heating up behind the scenes. With the 2025 league year just around the corner, the Cowboys have a lot of decisions to make starting with Micah Parsons. Will they extend him and keep him as the centerpiece of their defense for years to come? Or could they shock the NFL world by pulling the trigger on a blockbuster trade? It's going to be a fascinating offseason, and I'll be right here with you every step of the way to break down all the moves, trades, and decisions that will shape the future of the Cowboys. You don't want to miss it. So, what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Would you trade Micah Parsons for a package that includes James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, and a first-round pick? Or should the Cowboys hold on to their star pass rusher and pay up to keep him long-term? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Cowboys news. I'll catch you next time, and as always, go Cowboys!